Alrighty, so that was the fame and shameless for this week. Now let's head over to the power rankings, folks. Now that every team has played for week 2, we can see where these teams are ranking after 2 weeks. Alrighty, we have some teams going 2-0, some teams going 1-1. We're going to have to move off some teams out here. What do we got? We got one team dropping off, 2 teams dropping off, 3 teams dropping off. 3 teams dropping off. That means 3 new teams in the top 10. So let's get it cracking here. We're going to take it 10-1. Coming into this week, this was our power rankings. 49ers at 10, Eagles at 9, Cowboys at 8, Browns at 7, Saints at 6, Seahawks at 5, Bucks at 4, Chiefs at 3, Cardinals at 2, and the Rams at number 1. Do we have a new number 1 this week? Do we have a new number 2? Do we have a new number 5, new number 6, new number 10? What do we got going on this week? Who impressed us? Who showed up? And who showed out? And who didn't show up at all? Well, here we go. Our first team up here in the top 10 is a little bit of a move back. A little bit of a move back. In this number 10 and 11, we're very, very close, but I'm going to give the edge. I'm going to give the edge to the team that was on this list already. So I will just say kind of number 11 right off the rip is going to be the Packers. We're not putting the Packers on the top 10. They had a stinker. They had kind of a blowout in the second half, but we'll see what Aaron Rodgers can do when he faces a better opponent. That's going to come up this week. What do we say? The 49ers? That's who they've got coming up on Sunday Night Football. Yes, Packers at 49ers. So that's going to be a huge test, and we'll see if the Packers can get in the power rankings next week if they win that game. But we're going to hold off on the Packers. We have a great game by Aaron Rodgers, we have a bad game. That's 50-50. I'm not comfortable with putting that in the top 10 just quite yet. But the new number 10 team is a little bit of a drop back here, and I'm going to put the Browns at number 10. Obviously, 7 last week, dropped down to number 10 this week, and I drop them down slightly. They got the win, which is great. But in the optics, I know we talk up the Texans here on the show, and that's fine. I've got no problem, talking up the Texans. I do think they are a really kind of solid team, but honestly, this Browns team should have blown them out and really should have blown them out after Tyrod Taylor went down, and they just never did. It wasn't a blowout. It wasn't a great performance. Baker Mayfield played really well in this game. He had like 2 incompletions. They were moving the ball, but just collectively, it should have just been a blowout here for the Browns. So I'm going to kind of knock the Browns a little bit, and we're definitely celebrating. We've already celebrated the Texans here this week, but we're going to move the Browns back a little bit. Everything is great. Their play calling is great. Kevin Stefanski is calling accurate plays for Baker Mayfield. They won without OBJ, which was great. They won without Jarvis Landry, which was great. I think he got injured real early in this game. The defense is great. The running backs, Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb, are getting it done, running back by committee. The defense is getting it done. This Browns team is truly a great team overall. Unfortunately, they lost against the Chiefs. Close. It was close. That's why we put them on this list, because it was close and competitive. But we really wanted to see like a blowout, especially when you faced, a tough opponent in the Chiefs. That's really when you should have just let it all out. All your frustration and pissed off that you couldn't beat the Chiefs, that should have all came out this week. So we're penalizing the Browns just a little bit this week for not blowing out the Texans. And as well, some other teams really kind of impressed us this week. So we kind of leapfrogged them over the Browns a tad. So Browns moving down to number 10. This is not a knock on the Browns. We are still big buying into this Browns team. Love everything about it. Just have to move them down a little bit this week. So Browns at 10. Alrighty, new number 9 team, and the Eagles are officially off the list, and it's unfortunate. We do buy into this Eagles team, probably have them at kind of number 12, decently competing at number 11 with the Packers, but we are going to put the 49ers at 9. Head-to-head matchup, 49ers at 10 coming into this week, Eagles at number 9 coming into this week. 49ers win on the road, head-to-head matchup, got to move the 49ers up to that Eagles spot. So 49ers at number 9. The offense is looking okay. It's looking good. I think it's going to get to a point where Jimmy Garoppolo and all this noise of, when they're going to play Trey Lance. I think this is going to reach a boiling point a little bit later down the road in the season, but right now the offense is moving, and especially why we have them in the top 10 is because of their defense. Man, oh man, they held that Eagles team the entire game, and the Eagles were like knocking on, touchdown territory, scoring territory kind of consistently throughout the entire first half, and the 49ers defense came up big after coming up big after coming up big. I mean, look at this right here. A blocked field goal from the 49ers 29-yard line. Great defensive effort right there. Special teams effort, whatever you want to officially classify it as. We get a turnover on downs on the big play, and that set them up on the 1-yard line. First and goal, shut down. Second and goal, shut down. Third and goal, shut down. Fourth and goal, shut down. Shutting down that Eagles offense on the road, on the goal line. Oh my God, give credit to that defense. And then what do the 49ers do after that drive that they make the Eagles stall on the goal line? They go out and score 7 points. That was really the determining factor in the game. That's really when all the momentum for the Eagles went out the window, because like we said, they were kind of controlling the first half. Even though nobody was scoring in the first half, it was kind of all Eagles, able to move the ball, but the 49ers defense was not allowing them to come away with really any points. And then that drive happens where the 49ers go for a touchdown, and then that, like we said, that kind of changed the entire tide of the game. The Eagles really couldn't do anything after coming out of halftime, and the 49ers put up 10 points in the second half, and they end up winning by 6. The last touchdown right here really means nothing. 5 minutes left, you're down 14 points. You give it your all and you score a touchdown, and that's good. But then the 49ers just run out the last kind of 4 minutes on the clock, and they get the win. So well done by the 49ers. The defense was looking real solid. Little question marks on this offense. I think it's going to come to a boiling point where Jimmy Garoppolo is like, hey, either name me or don't, but don't be stringing along Trey Lance to the media and everybody else. I'm the fucking guy as long as I'm healthy, and I'm proving it out here. 49ers are 2-0, correct? They won week 1. Yep, they're 2-0. So well done by the 49ers defense. Absolutely love it. And we'll see if the Eagles can get back on track in our power rankings come next week. Alrighty, we get a new team at number 8. Don't worry about the Cowboys. They're moving up, folks. We're moving the Cowboys on up. Yes, you've heard that right, folks. We love and respect the Cowboys. Y'all should get on the Cowboys train, too. We're trying to tell y'all. We just took them plus 3.5. They went outright. Absolutely fantastic. But we'll talk about them in a second. New team here in the power rankings. Show this team some love. Give it up for the Denver Broncos. Coming in at number 8. Alrighty, 2-0 start here to the season for this Broncos team. Real solid offense right here with Teddy Bridgewater efficient, not turning over the ball, delivering the ball to his playmakers. They won last week with no Jerry Jeudy. Was able to kind of still get the ball out accurately. Use Cortland Sutton, no big deal. The running game is looking real solid. Javonte Williams is starting to emerge here, so they're truly going to be having a real solid running back by committee as this season progresses. Teddy Bridgewater is just being a real kind of above average game manager. Still a little bit more dink and dunky that I would kind of like, and we're still working on that with Teddy Bridgewater, but he's putting up the points, he's moving the ball, he's looking great, and they've got the weapons out here to complement Teddy Bridgewater's kind of what he can do, what is overall I'm blanking on the word, what his overall just kind of attributes are and its talents are and what he's good at doing out on the football field. They're playing to his strengths right there. So we've got to give him credit. And then the defense, forcing turnovers. Trevor Lawrence, another 2-interception game. He had 3 interceptions week 1, 2 interceptions here week 2 against his Broncos defense. Well done. No fumbles, unfortunately. Didn't force any fumbles, but just getting those turnovers, and I believe they cashed in points on all these turnovers, correct? First interception leads to 3 points. Second interception leads to 3 points. So obviously we would like to see you get touchdowns out of those, but making them pay any points, that's what we're looking for. So well done for the Broncos, out to a nice 2-0 start. Teddy B is getting there. Defense is there. We're looking good. Broncos at number 8. Alrighty, new number 17. We said we moved the Browns back. That's where they go. And now this new team is new in the top 10. So give another warm welcome for the Raiders at number 7. Man, oh man, this offense is looking real solid. This doesn't come to a big surprise to us. We know the Raiders are a little potential frauds in the first half of the season. Like we said, the true test for the Raiders is really going to start kind of like weeks 8, 9, and 10 when we start getting towards the back end of the season. We'll see if the Raiders can still be good, but so far we're still in the first half of the season, and we're going to be shouting out this Raiders team. So well done for the Raiders coming in at number 7. Obviously, you get the offense, you get Darren Waller. Obviously, Derek Carr is looking good. I never understood the hate and the knocks on Derek Carr. The man is fantastic. I never got it. I mean, the completion percentage is there. The touchdowns, the score ability needs to be there a little bit more, but that's the only knock. But the yards completion percentage are there, so what are y'all talking about? The running game, it's good. They lost Josh Jacobs last week to the Steelers. They said, no problem, we won't run the ball. They had a chance to run the ball with Kenyon Drake, but they're like, yeah, we won't. We just really won't run the ball. That's fine. We'll go with Peyton Barber 13 times, but it's really not going to amount to anything. 32 yards. Yeah, we could just win passing. We don't care. And then the defense to hold the Steelers team at home to only 17 points. The Steelers, a little bit of a question mark team right now, but so far, this Raiders team winning prime time game against the Ravens, fantastic win. It did come down to the wire, and it did take overtime, and it did take a Lamar Jackson turnover to, set them up, but they took advantage of it, and then they went on the road, a little bit of a shorter turnaround because it was Sunday night. So it was, kind of getting right here, early turnaround on the road, and the offense was still chugging along. Darren Waller didn't even have 17 targets, and they still were able to win the game. So it's not like, well, they've got Darren Waller, and they have to go to Darren Waller 20 times to win the game. No, they're going to everybody else. Everything else is getting open. The speed is truly coming through on this Raiders offense, and the defense locked up the Steelers. They really weren't able to do anything offensively the entire game. So Najee Harris holding him to only 38 yards. Big Ben threw a pick, so only one touchdown. So watch out for this Raiders team. Everything is seeming to be real smooth offensively, defensively, especially that offense. But we know kind of the time is ticking. The clock is ticking on this Raiders team, and we'll see if they can continue to be good as the season progresses. Alrighty, new number 16. Obviously, the Saints are coming off big time. Drop them all the way down to number 32. I don't care. But they will definitely not be in the top 10 anytime kind of soon. That's a bad taste left in our mouth by Jameis Winston. We're seeing, I don't know why he's not letting it loose. We know he can, but I don't know if the interceptions are playing with his mind. But Saints at number 6 are no longer there. And our new number 6 team is going to be the Dallas Cowboys. Man, oh, mother-loving man, folks. I love this Cowboys team, folks. Who would have thought I'd be saying this? Especially since we've been talking, what we've been talking about in the offseason, kind of bigger on the Giants, and then Hard Knocks shows up, and we're loving it, and then week 1 comes, and we're loving this Cowboys team, and now week 2, they finally get the win. I love this Cowboys team. The offense is so freaking great, folks. Dak Prescott is immaculate. Tony Pollard is looking real gosh dang good, folks. Ezekiel Elliott, who would have thought Ezekiel Elliott's going to become the number 2 running back out here for the Cowboys? How crazy, but either way you slice it, running back by committee is there. The wide receivers are there. CeeDee Lamb, remember all those drops in week 1? Clean those up. 9 targets, 8 receptions. That's what we're talking about. Dak Prescott did turn over the ball, unfortunately. He also did fumble, didn't lose it, though, so got to clean up those turnovers, but that's not something that, we're going to be harping on and are expecting to see week in, week out. The defense here by the Cowboys, all the injuries, Dan Quinn is using a Franken defense, moving pieces around, and it's working, folks. They held the Chargers to 17 points, and the Ball Hawks defensively, shout out to the defenders for the Cowboys team, picking off Justin Herbert twice. Asante Samuel Jr., the rookie. Yes, sir, baby. Go get that done. I love it. And then we got Kyle Frackrell getting a forced fumble. Oh, no. Chargers. Asante Samuel's on the Chargers. That's my fault. But let's shout out Asante Samuel. Rookie getting an interception. That's what we're talking about. Love seeing that. But let's go back to the team that we actually want to talk about here. This Cowboys defense. Let's talk about these defenders intercepting Trevor Lawrence, or Justin Herbert, we got DeMonte Kazee, that interception, go get it done. And then Trayvon Diggs, yes, sir, what is he, second, third year back in this league, brother of Stephon Diggs, and this man is shutting it down. I mean, when you're growing up with Stephon Diggs, the wide receiver, you know how to shut down great wide receivers. So Trayvon Diggs, truly a ball hawk out here, shutting everything down here, not allowing anything. The Cowboys on the road only give up 17 points defensively with no DeMarcus Lawrence and no Randy Gregory, and moving Micah Parsons from the linebacker position to the pass rusher position, and he does good. I mean, folks, everything about this Cowboys team I am falling in love with. Cowboys are here, folks. Watch out for this Cowboys team. They have the offense to compete with anybody, and they've got the defense to get those turnovers to win the games. Love it, love it, love it. Cowboys at 6. Can't speak highly enough of this Cowboys team. Love them so freaking much, folks. Woo! Alrighty, new number 5 team. We're moving off the Seahawks. Truly an unfortunate loss there. They had the big old lead, and then they squandered it, and then they had the chance in overtime and squandered it. So we're moving off the Seahawks. They have to impress us again to get back in the top 10. So we're moving the Seahawks off, and we are welcoming our final new team of the week right here. Last new team to grace the presence here of the top 10, and shout out to the Ravens. A huge jump here, not being on the list last week, and then moving up to number 5 this week. That win against the Chiefs was absolutely magnificent. Well done by Lamar Jackson. He is truly showing what he is capable of, and he's basically the only offensive weapon on that team. Everybody else is just kind of a sidekick to him. Get out of my way because I'm the main attraction. So, Ravens get it done offensively. Now, this is a little bit of a spoiler alert, we are going to keep the Chiefs above the Ravens, even though they won the head-to-head matchup, and I know I don't like doing that either, folks. I truly don't, but when we look back at that game, the Chiefs having the ball, only down, 1 point, down 1 point, having the ball, and they were moving the ball. It's just, unfortunately, they fumbled. I mean, they got into the Baltimore's 32-yard line, looking to just kind of bleed the clock a little bit more and kick the game-winning field goal. So I'll give credit for the Ravens for winning, and that's why we have them in the top 10, but we are going to give kind of credit to the Chiefs because they really don't turn over the ball when you give them an opportunity to win the game. Really uncharacteristic for this Chiefs team, and if you're just playing the odds, I mean, Lamar Jackson's 4th game, he hasn't won one. The odds are saying, hey, he gets a win here soon. So we'll see what happens when they reface in the playoffs, if they both get there, which we're assuming they do, and that's going to be a great game as well. So we're going to respect this Ravens team. Lamar Jackson doing his thing. The running game is still there, even though, they've having to kind of, put pieces and sign people, quickly and kind of hastily to make up for all the running backs getting injured, but Latavius Murray coming into his own, Tyson Williams coming into his own, and we haven't even seen Le'Veon Bell yet. And then we get, Marquise Brown still doing what he does, and Sammy Watkins, a nice deep threat. So once they get kind of their rookie back at wide receiver, they should be even better. And then the defense for the Ravens, trying to be good. I mean, they locked up Tyreek Hill. I mean, we got to give somebody credit for that. I mean, Tyreek Hill only having, 13 yards? 14 yards. I mean, and then we get the interception by Patrick Mahomes and then the fumble all coming in the second half. So, I mean, this Ravens defense, when they knew the game was on the line in the second half, they were forcing the turnovers. We give that Ravens team a lot of credit. We move them up to number 5. Alrighty, number 4. We're going to move this team back a little bit, and this is where we get the Chiefs here at number 4. So we are going to move them back one spot, but we are going to keep them above the Ravens. No disrespect to any of the teams here, really just kind of even, and we're going to give the credit to the Chiefs there because, they did have the ball, and if they don't fumble, they do probably win the game, and that's why the Chiefs are ahead of the Ravens, because when it comes to Andy Reid and it comes to Patrick Mahomes, they get the job done coming from behind. We've seen it multiple times. They did it in their Super Bowl win. They did it last week. I mean, you can never count out this Chiefs team, and that's what's so great about them. Patrick Mahomes, best quarterback in the league. You can make the argument it's somebody else, but it's going to be a tough argument. And just overall, they just never quit. They have the best safety in the league, Tyrann Mathieu. Give respect to that man. That man needs to be talked about in every single sports talk show every single day. I don't care what it takes, but that's what it needs to be. So please get on that, everybody. Colin Cowherd, Shannon Sharp, everybody, get on it. Skip Bayless, start talking about Tyrann Mathieu every day. The man doesn't get nearly enough recognition. So I love the Chiefs' defense, their offense. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, unguardable. Tyreek Hill, almost unguardable until the Ravens got him. So, well, hopefully he can break out. But overall, real close here between the Ravens and the Chiefs. I'm going to give the slight here to the Chiefs, folks. All right, new number 3 team right here. We're going to move the Bucs up. So the Bucs... Chiefs switch 3-4, 4-3, and we're gonna keep this Bucs team at number 3. Real easy opponent last week with the Falcons. I mean, that's nothing. Tom Brady looking great, Gronk looking great, the entire Bucs team looking great. It's the Bucs, folks, defending Super Bowl champions. We give them credit, but a little bit of a lackluster opponent last week in the Falcons. Don't want to give them too much credit, so that's why we're leaving them at number 3. The Cardinals, we are still leaving at number 2, folks. I'm still leaving the Cardinals here, still believing in them. And I know what you are probably saying, well, the Bucs blew out the Falcons and the Cardinals only won by 1 on a lucky missed field goal to the Vikings. And I understand that, and I agree. But I believe winning close definitely helps out the team overall. And I think it kind of boosts the team overall, and it gets you in that kind of high-pressure situation when you're down and you're having to be competitive. Where the Bucs, they started out strong, 14 points, 2 touchdowns to Gronk, and then they just kept it up for the rest of the game. So that's still great by the Bucs, and I'm not knocking the Bucs for, blowing out the Falcons and getting ahead, but overall, I think the Cardinals are going to take more out of this win against the Vikings than the Bucs are going to take away from the blowout against a division rival of the Falcons at home. So I'm going to keep the Cardinals here at number 2. Defense got out to a little bit of a bad start. We're hoping that's cleaned up, and we're hoping this is a little bit of an outlier game, but overall, it's Kyler Murray coming back from behind, winning the game, and looking real gosh dang good and slinging around the ball and never getting down big bad, always in the game. They got down. I'm trying to bring up this game here. I'm trying to find where it is. Where's this tab at? Vikings. Here we go. Vikings, Cardinals. I mean, they ended up getting down 20-7. They got down 20-7. The Vikings were keeping up the pressure, but the Cardinals were like, all right, we're going to answer. They score the touchdown, and then they take the lead 21-20, and then they lose the lead, and then they get it right back before halftime, and then Kyler Murray throws a pick 6, and now they're down again, but Kyler Murray stays cool, calm, collected, and then retakes the lead 31-30, and then the Vikings retake the lead at the start of the fourth quarter 33-31, and then the Cardinals take a little bit, but they're like, all right, when it's time to get it done, 4 minutes left in the game, we kick a field goal, we go up 1, and then they get a little bit lucky that the Vikings field goal kicker misses the kick, but that's just not being clutched by the Vikings, so they're trash like we know. So Cardinals, a great close win right here. I think it's going to pay out well for them. So the Cardinals offense is great. Defense, hopefully it's not as bad as it was against the Vikings, but Cardinals still at number 2. And then the Rams are going to stay our number 1 team, folks. They beat Carson Wentz head-to-head. Yes, Jacob Eason took the final shot. Unfortunate. That's going to be an easy pick, but, we love this Rams offense. We love the Rams defense. I mean, folks, can we talk about setting a tempo here? This Rams team on the road against a close, just head-to-head on paper, this Rams team and Colts team are close. But what did the Rams do? The first drive of the game, Colts are at home. They get the ball, and what did the Rams defense do? First and goal from the 1, shut down. Second and goal from the 1, shut down. Third and goal from the 1, shut down. Fourth and goal from the 1, shut down. 4 straight shutdowns on the goal line. Rams defense gets it done, and then they go out and score a touchdown, 7-0. What a start to this game, folks, with this Rams team. Absolutely fantastic. They start the games good. They end the games good. Colts on a chance to win or tie the game with a field goal drive, like we said, with Jacob Eason, but they forced the interception. Absolutely fantastic. So this Rams team, they can move the ball. We speak so highly about Matt Stafford and the sheer genius that is Sean McVay, and the great weapons here, and Darrell Henderson and Sony Michel running back by committee. The offense is fantastic. The defense forcing turnovers. 1 interception on Jacob Eason. 1 interception on Carson Wentz. And nobody fumbled the ball here. But forcing turnovers, shutting it down, turnover on downs. Man, oh man, they step up and they rise to every single occasion. The high pressure situations, the Rams are already rising to every single occasion. This Rams team over the last 2 weeks have not floundered in any high pressure situations here. And for that is coaching. That is a sound fundamentals, sound technique by everybody, offensively, defensively, and this Rams team is the best team in the league, folks. Rams at number 1 still. So our power rankings going into week 3 are Browns at 10, 49ers at 9, Broncos at 8, Raiders at 7, Cowboys at 6, Ravens at 5, Chiefs at 4, Bucks at 3, Cardinals at 2, Rams at 1. Outside looking in, like we said, is probably the Packers, the Eagles. We got anybody outside looking in? Who else we got? Bills outside looking in, but Josh Allen, a little bit of a question mark. We still have to really see what he does week 3. Who else we got here? Bengals, Bears, not interested in putting any of those teams in. Saints, Panthers potentially outside looking in. We'll see what they do Thursday. Once again, another little bit of an easy opponent here. Real easy start to this Panthers team. Jets, Saints, Texans. I mean, we'll get them in there when they deserve it. I don't know if they deserve it just quite yet. What else we got here? Bucks already in the top 10. Seahawks, Titans, definitely kind of outside looking in. Yeah, so about 4 or 5 teams outside looking in. We'll see if anybody can take a spot here in the coveted top 10. We'll see who rises to the occasion. We'll see who flounders come next week.